So in this video, I want to talk about purpose. I want to talk about alignment, priority, authenticity, and energy. They're all intertwined and they're all so bloody important because unfortunately our world is pulling us in all different directions all at once. And we know this. Oftentimes you feel overwhelmed. You feel indecisive because there's so many options, right? And it's so important. It's almost rebellious to think for yourself, away from what everybody else wants of you. To have direction and clarity amongst all the different options that could be distracting you one way or the other. And when it is that you do have that, when you have that clarity, when you are aligned, when you're focused, you're so different to everybody else that's your edge. That's how you really, really compete. So the first thing that I want to touch into is authenticity. And authenticity is a really interesting subject. A little while ago, I would have said that nothing shines brighter than love. You know that when you see somebody in love, you see the big smile, you see a glow. You know this. I always love being the person to point out a friend and go, "You're in love." And there was this lovely idea that nothing has a higher frequency than love. And this was actually challenged in a study, and it was found to be false. There was one thing that had a greater frequency than that. It was authenticity. And that's almost like a bit of a trick, right? Because authenticity, I would argue, is actually self-love. Like when somebody is being authentic and true to themselves, away from the noise and distraction of everybody else and the wants of everybody else and the people pleasing that we sometimes have. When somebody's in their truth and authentic, that's self-love. That's self-priority. And that shines. And you know it shines. You know, sometimes you see somebody, they are so bizarre, but they're magnificent in their oddity. You know, they're just doing something so strange, but they are doing it for themselves and they're great. You can't help but notice it. That's the glow of authenticity. Artists have it. Creatives have it. Some very special entrepreneurs have it. And this is the first thing that I want to encourage you to get into, is to get into your truth beyond the wants of everybody else. To come into your authenticity. Why? Because that's your highest vibration. That's your highest frequency. When you're in that authentic flow, obstacles remove themselves. Work is easier. And let me kind of tune into that a little bit, because so many of us do work that we think we have to do. And you know, when you have to do something, it just doesn't feel good. And you really don't do it the way you could if you loved it. So when people are living out of obligation, they're showing up for everybody else because they think they have to. Unfortunately, they're showing up as a fraction of themselves. Whereas let's look at the opposite of that. Like when you are doing something that you want to do, that's in your truth, you do it on a completely different level altogether, right? That's you showing up as your full, whole, and total self. That's you showing up in truth and authenticity. And that's when you vibrate on a completely different frequency altogether. That's when life becomes easy because you're fully in alignment. You're fully charged, right? Whereas when you're in obligation, you're doing all the things you have to do, it doesn't feel good. And as a result, it's actually harder. So what I want to do is I want to try and help encourage you to prioritize yourself more, right? And we as entrepreneurs, our greatest value, our greatest resource is ourself. Now, the better we look after ourselves, the better we get to show up in whatever it is that we're doing or whoever it is that we're with. So it's really, really important we prioritize ourselves. And the key way we prioritize ourselves is being in our authenticity. Why? Because if we're in our truth and we show up like that, we show up as a better self. And that is actually the best gift we can give to others around us and the best gift we can give to our work. If we're showing up in our truth and we're showing up as our best selves, our work is actually easier. That's a really like challenging thought to, let's say, the hustle culture that was so prominent, certainly when I was in business most. The idea that you would give yourself to your work. You would put your work first. The only thing is that little by little, your work starts to wear you down. And the more worn down you are, the less you can show up with your work. And so the tasks become harder. Is this making sense? I hope it's making sense, because if you can get this, my God, it will make such a bloody difference to everything else. So the idea of somebody giving themselves their work, unfortunately, their work over time starts to wear them down. And little by little, they come in as a lesser capacity, less energy, less charge behind them. The work remains the same, and it gets harder and harder and harder and takes a bigger toll on them. And ultimately, that's where somebody starts to burn out. The other side is actually when you prioritize yourself, when you really look after yourself, right? You put yourself first and foremost. And that's like your self-care. That's your sleep. That's how you eat. That's how you exercise. It's how you relate as well. Remember, you in authenticity, serving yourself, not an obligation, putting others before you, or an obligation to your work, putting your work before you. When you do that, you're a better self, you're a stronger self, and you don't let whatever you're engaged with wear you down. And instead, you actually show up as a better, stronger self, a more capable self. When you do that, everything gets easier. Very counterintuitive, though, because from a very young age, we're taught to show up for others around us. The only thing is, sometimes if we give too much to others around us, it takes a toll on us. So actually we start to build a bit of resentment, and that can really sour relationships, right? We've all been there. Whereas if you put yourself first, you don't dishonor yourself by speaking an ill truth, as in speaking a falsity, as in saying, oh, no, I'm fine, let's put you first. No, you put yourself first. Others actually get to see you. Now, this kind of work is disruptive in the initial sense. Like when you start putting yourself first, others that actually enjoy being the priority, they might get a little bit annoyed and they might get a bit disruptive. But there's one important thing that, if others around you want to exploit you and get really, really upset with you, I think it's better to leave them be. Whereas if others around you can actually see, you're prioritizing yourself, you're doing you, the right types will all see that, and the right types will all appreciate that, and the right types will all come in behind you and support you. So this is an interesting concept, right? Getting yourself grounded, seeing yourself as your most valuable resource, recognizing that the better you look after yourself, the better you can show up, not just for your work, but for everybody else around you. And when you do that, there's exact clarity of who you are. Relationships, people around you can actually see you for who you are. Some of them will go, others will come in tighter because they can see and feel you. And for your work starts to change altogether too. You don't do the work that you think you need to do. You do the work that you love. And little by little, perhaps you need to get support in for the things you thought you needed to do, but you actually don't. They were draining you. Perhaps somebody else actually might love to do them instead. Little by little, your work gets easier and it gets a hell of a lot more successful because the right people are doing the right jobs. And people aren't doing any of the work out of obligation. No, they're doing it out of opportunity, authenticity, truth. Now, as part of this, I want to share like two frameworks that have worked really, really well for me. The first is in relationships. And you might be like, here, Jamie, you're a bloody business coach. What are we talking about relationships for? But how we are personally reflects itself professionally. And the fact of the matter is that if your relationship is in turmoil, you're going to show up as a shadow of yourself when it comes to work. So let's think about this philosophy. I love, and I'm taking a line from a guy called Jim Rohn, who's essentially one of the forefathers of personal development and wellness. And he had this great line and he has this great tone, and it's worth looking up on YouTube just to hear his voice. But he says, I'll do me for you if you do you for me. That's a really interesting kind of misunderstanding that comes up in relationships. A lot of people give themselves to the partner in relationship and they wonder why the relationship failed. Well, the partner loved you for who you are. And if in the relationship you gave yourself away, you watered yourself down, no wonder they would lose connection with you. Whereas if somebody loves you, that's all the more reason to love yourself and be the best you can be. That's the best gift you can give them in relationship. Hence the line, I'll do me for you if you do you for me. I love it. I think sometimes we need a little bit more permission to do ourselves because the world would have you think that you need to give yourself away to everybody else. And I would say you don't. And I would actually say that that's the mistake everyone's making. And if you can do differently, that's your edge over and above everybody else. That's your opportunity. Now let's talk about a bigger framework. I often get to do these beautiful presentations with all these lovely people, and I always ask them this. I'm like, let's take these 5 areas of your life and let's prioritize them. 1, yourself. 2, your partner. 3, your kids. 4, your work. 5, your family and friends. I write them out on the board. My writing's hilarious. So when I do it, everybody's like, what does that even say? But I ask them to prioritize it. And oftentimes, like, some people will say, oh, my work's my highest priority. And they'll say it with pride, kind of looking at them being like, poor you. Others will say my kids, and they'll say it again with real pride. The only thing is that, generally speaking, if there's a partner beside them, you'll see a partner a little bit frustrated because perhaps they've lost their partner with their kids. Sometimes people say, oh, my parents, and they feel so good in that. And you know what? We all have our priorities. I want to share mine. And I hope, given the examples, that I'm not coming in too superior with mine. Take it with a pinch of salt. If you like it, brilliant, integrate it. If you don't, that's fine. Fingers crossed you'll feel better about your priorities as a result. Here's what I think. My belief is that if you have a partner in your life, if you have kids in your life, if you have work in your life, if you have friends and family in your life, you should prioritize yourself all the more. Why? Because the better you look after yourself, the better you can show up for all of them. And that's key, my belief. The second is that you should prioritize your partner. And that's really important because, well, for anybody that's ever had any challenges with their partner, they'd realize that it's hard to think of anything else when you're having challenges with your partner. And at the same time, if somebody is being in a good, healthy, wholesome relationship, they'd recognize that few things charge you up, few things fill your cup, few things give you confidence like good connection and good relationship. The third is kids, right? Notice work has been pushed right down the line here. And I would say that if you have kids, it's all the more reason to prioritize your relationship and yourself. Obviously, because 1, you want to show up as your best self for your kids. But 2, ideally, you want to parent in aligned fashion for your kid. This is where a lot of couples get mixed up. But I would say that if you have kids, it's all the more reason to prioritize your relationship. Don't let priorities get lost. Don't put your kids first and then wonder why your relationship suffers. If you're doing a really good job of prioritizing yourself, your relationship, and your kids, then I'd say 4th is work. Why? Because you have so much to work for. The sad thing is when we give ourselves to work, which so many people do, they put the priority as work number 1. The only thing is that work will, generally speaking, grow in proportion to the amount of time you give it. And if you give it too much time, it breeds a lot of bad habits. You can find yourself being savagely unproductive, very undiscerning or not discerning in terms of what you apply yourself to. And one of the really important things that we do as entrepreneurs is we learn to say no. We learn to pick the things we apply ourselves to, because we can only do so much. We only have so much capacity. If we give ourselves to too much, we dilute ourselves down. We lose our productivity. But if we've got a quality, wholesome life, right? Like we're living well, nice relationship, nice kids, nice home life, all of that, we're going to want to live. And so it'll change the way we work. We will be so discerning with regards to the things we do and the things we don't, because they're distracting us from our family and our peace. We will be highly productive when we work because we don't want to be spending all our time working. And that's a triggering one, because a lot of people say, oh, it's very healthy and very good to want to work. And it's like, yeah, great. But it's nicer to spend time with the people you love. It's nicer to relax. It's nicer to enjoy, my belief. And so I like the idea of, with those priorities, it changes how productive you are. It changes your efficiency. It changes your impact. It changes your discernment. You have so much to work for. And it's really, really key. I think on the other side of it, as I said, when you give yourself to work, life can get very sad very quickly. And when you lose what it is that you're working for, it becomes very hard to work as well. That becomes a bit of a downward spiral. And the 5th is your family and your friends. And sometimes people are like, oh God, that's sad. You're not prioritizing like your extended family and your friends. But the fact is, your family and your friends should want you to be looking after yourself, having a healthy, lovely relationship, looking after your kids, and work going well. And they shouldn't be getting in the way of that. And if they are, there's something very, very wrong. Of course, there are moments or instances where that's disrupted. But if that's a kind of a regular, there's something wrong there, because ultimately speaking, the right people in your life want to see you right, want to see your relationship right, want to see your kids right, want to see your work right. That framework was hugely relaxing for me. I can get quite overwhelmed in life. Sometimes I'm just juggling priorities and juggling ideas, and frameworks like that are brilliant for helping me get prioritized, get aligned. Knowing that I'm my most valuable resource, and the better I look after myself, the better I can show up for everybody else around me. Knowing that that's so important gives me permission to be more true and authentic to myself. And interestingly, when I'm more true and authentic to myself, I show up more clearly, more obviously. And as a result, those around me get to connect with me more. But when it comes to my work, I do a hell of a lot better. And off the back of that, I enjoy an energy flow. This feeling of lightness, but this charge in my step. And a smile, to be completely honest. That's hard to compete with in any other philosophy or approach to life. You know, what all this is coming together on is purpose. You are your greatest purpose. It's a big question. So many people are like, what's my purpose in life? It's you. And when you prioritize yourself accordingly, you being your authentic self isn't something nice or anything. It's a must. And it's the greatest gift you can give, not just to yourself, but to everybody else. So please sit with this. Take it all in. Feel into it. Some parts might be a bit challenging. Some parts might be a bit like, as I said, take it with a pinch of salt. Perhaps you align. Perhaps there's some elements you don't. Perhaps there's some elements that you don't so much that it helps you figure out yourself and your priorities that little bit better. Brilliant. Share your thoughts with me, and I'd love to hear them. My hope, though, is that I really, really hope this serves you well.